Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently focusing in a little bit on our economy. Now, I do expect our energy credits to largely be under control once this starbase finishes up with its trade hubs. That will help tremendously anyway. After intense study and sampling of the growth blanketing entire biospheres on Iswiria 3, Chardon reports that the substance is not native to the planet, but rather an invasive fungal life form of unknown origin. The fungus feeds on biomatter, choking out existing plant life and enveloping terrain. Any future settlers on the planet would have to deal with routinely burning back the exofungus. It's unknown at this point if it can be entirely eradicated. Okay, well that's going to be interesting. Speaking of things that are going to be interesting, our lack of food. Our consumer goods are getting better-ish. Now, we do expect to get a new building at 20 rather than at 25, but that's still a ways away. An ancient orbital shipyard drifts in silence above this world. It has suffered significant battle damage, and entire sections of the facility are missing. We'll research that. Now, we're currently out of energy credits, which will reduce our minerals from jobs by 50%, as well as our ship, army, and shield productivity essentially by 75%. It's the minerals from jobs that mostly hurts, but I'm not going to take action on that just yet because we have this trade hub done. So we should be seeing a substantial increase, and once we get one more trade hub done, then we should be seeing an extremely substantial increase. Now, I do want to hop into the trade routes map mode and just check here. That seems fine. Okay, so you can see here, we're now only losing 8, and once we grab these extra 9 trade value here, that should get us at least most of the way there. Hopefully. Now, this colony ship, where did I intend this to go? There's only one real destination for it, right? And that's Ebenar. So we'll have to come up here, and yes, this is going to be low habitability, but that's okay. Now, for this world, this is going to be an interesting scenario. While conducting their survey of Iswiria 5A, the GCS Cracked Misfortune detected the remains of an automated shipyard in orbit. It's at least 1,000 years old, and seems to have been subjected to a heavy missile barrage. But one of its maneuvering bays is still in working condition. Science Officer Chardon is confident that power can be restored to the shipyard, but it would be a significant project. Okay, so we have that situation log there. That's fine, we'll get to that eventually. That is not a priority right now. However, our shortage of food is really, really bad for us. So we absolutely do need to get some food. And that will stave off hunger for a little while. We'll sell some minerals as well and buy in another 1,000 food. That'll keep us afloat for a while as we allow our pops to continue to grow. What we really need right now is time more than anything else. So that should be fine. We'll go ahead and research this. Sandy dunes are almost entirely composed of granulate rare materials. We'll definitely do that. We'll go ahead and build the starbase here since we have plenty of influence. And this construction ship is building mining stations. That's fine. As soon as it's done there, we'll want to move to Delphine. Excellent. Our loss of consumer goods is definitely hurting right now. I do want to check... Oh, hello. Nanites. The GCS Cracked Misfortune crew is excited to report an unanticipated find on the surface of Iswiria 1. Not only are the plentiful sand dunes on the planet composed of rare metal granulate, the sand itself is almost entirely composed of countless broken nanites. These microscopic machines are millions of years old, their structure degraded far beyond any chance for reactivation. While we cannot determine a source of origin for these nanomachines, the society that created them must have been highly technologically advanced. Science Officer GCS Cracked Misfortune postulates, that's the science officer of the ship, that's not the science officer's name. Okay. Postulates that the nanites may have been used to terraform the surface of Iswiria 1 millions of years ago. Okay. That gave us an L-gate insight too. That's very, very good for us. We, of course, do have an L-gate up here. Okay, sounds good. Now we are going to have to do something about these consumer goods, and as I was saying before we were interrupted by that event, I want to move at least a couple population, and we're actually in a good position to move population right now. So I think let's move population from this world here. We're going to move it onto Sredma. Oh, this is from Sredma? Hang on a moment. I thought this was Canopus. That is Sredma. Okay. Fair enough. We're going to move from Azure Chalice to Sredma, and we want to move over... I think we're best off moving a couple of Grim 1 miners. We'll move 2 here. Okay. And that puts us at negative housing. And we're currently lacking some jobs. That's fine. We'll go ahead and make a city district for that housing. And then we need to move 1 more. And I want to move it... honestly, I think from here. So we'll just move over this clerk, I think. Ah, that was Azure Chalice. What am I doing? Oh boy. Okay. We'll move a Necrophyte over, I guess. Actually, no. We need to check to see when this pop is going to grow. Okay. I don't think we can afford to move anything else from Canopus Secundus. So I think instead we should move from Belgium Prime. And I want to make sure it's going to Sredma. I don't want to make that same mistake. I'd like to move a miner. Okay. Now that will allow us to, once we have the minerals, we will be able to build another civilian industry here, which we can do now. And I want to prioritize that civilian industry. Not having consumer goods ends up meaning that our research is cut in half, which I don't want to have happen. We will go ahead and buy in a couple of consumer goods. It won't last us long, but it will buy us some time to get this civilian industry online. This is, of course, an industrial world, so we have minus 20% upkeep to artisans. This is only going to be plus 12 in terms of our open building slots here, so it's not ideal, but it'll have to do. We are going to run out next month, so we actually do need to buy in a couple more. We're almost positive on our energy credits, so that's good. In fact, we will be positive once we build this mining station.
Construction venture completed.
Wonderful. We'll go ahead and build our starbase here.
A system survey.
And yeah, we're pushing out this direction. We want to know what's in here. So pops have been necrophaged on Belgium Prime. What is our Rexar population here? Okay, we're still doing fine on Rexar. Excellent. So, our next building becomes available here at 25 population. Not 30, at 25. Because we have a free building slot. So, I don't think we want to move anything in just yet. Let's allow our populations to grow a little bit elsewhere. 7, 8, 10 to... yeah. Let's allow our populations to grow for a little while, and then we'll boost that up. We're still going to be slightly negative on consumer goods, but we can put in a automatic monthly trade where we buy in consumer goods, and we can buy simply 5 for now. Okay. Excellent.
Construction venture completed.
Now we currently still have an unemployment here. It's a Grim 1, and I believe that this unemployed Grim 1 is of the wrong class? It's a worker. A worker should get promoted soon enough.
A study has
In theory. But look at that. We're even on our consumer goods. Yes, we're negative on energy credits again. We have Energy Nexus available. Let's go ahead and grab energy credits from technicians. We don't have that many technicians, but honestly, we don't need that much.
an unusual phenomenon.
An unknown phenomenon near Dearth, okay, causing light to be frequently refracted and occasionally even entirely blocked out. Okay, we'll research that. Oh, I would love to extend our deal. Do I think that we can get 2,000 energy credits right now? I kinda don't. We could dip into our alloys. I don't think we can get it, though. We're gonna have to tell them we're not interested at this time. I don't like doing that, but we just can't afford it currently. We'll get our economy on track, though. It won't be too much longer. Are we gaining consumer goods? Yes, we are, just barely. And that won't be the case once we start our population growing again. So that'll be fine.
The situation log has been
This asteroid recently suffered an impact from another body within the asteroid belt, which resulted in a slightly changed orbit and a massive crater on the surface. We'll research that. I do want to check in on our science ship over here. Okay, that's fine. You're skill 6. There is a skill 8 over here that we can research. That won't be too bad. Authorities on Azure Chalice recently exposed a large smuggling ring, and many arrests have been made. In an attempt to bargain for leniency, one of the smuggler captains gave us the coordinates of a planet that supposedly contains remnants of an ancient precursor civilization. We should investigate this. Okay, where is that new archaeological site? I don't know. I don't see an archaeological site. Okay. I'm sure I'll see it eventually. It may be buried by this one. That's the rubricator, of course. No, it's not. Well, maybe it's just not popping up for whatever reason. Maybe it may be like way out here or something. It's a little unclear. The anomaly found close by Dearth, however unlikely, appears to be some type of rift in space. It's possible the great mass of Dearth somehow caused it, but its nature is beyond our understanding. The rift not only refracts and blocks light, but seems to actually draw it in and push it out repeatedly, as if it were breathing photons. It is likely the immense gravitational pull of the rift has at some point inhaled in other things as well. We should exercise caution. And I'm just suddenly reminded that I saw a comment earlier about the music volume being a little high. We'll go ahead and bump that down just a little bit. This is a particularly loud swell here, so I don't want it too quiet, but something along that should be okay on the quieter end, and hopefully not quite as loud on the louder end. Okay. An observation probe, plus 4 science, physics specifically. We'll just take the 4 research, I think. Okay, so this science chip is not doing anything. I thought I told it to come over here. Apparently I did not. Other ships are performing this. You're on automatic exploration, as are you. Yeah, you should not be doing this. Let's go ahead and stop those orders. Actually, I do want it to research this order. And then after that, we'll have it go back to automatic exploration. And I want you to be coming over this way and research anomalies in that system. Okay. Wonderful. Now, our construction ships. Let's go ahead and grab these 4 energy credits, ASAP, and then we'll move to Atmer. And I'm just wondering what our best bet is in terms of our economy for this science ship. We don't technically know what's in this system yet. I'm thinking over here is our best bet, though. It's a long ways away, but that's not necessarily the worst thing. So we'll come in this direction. Actually, we're better off building it over here. So let's just move here and then build that starbase. That'll take some time, but that's okay. So this colony here has its free building, and that should definitely be a gene clinic. This mining world has a building slot available as well. Now it is a mining world, and as such should probably have a mineral purification plant. Although this location does have moat harvesting traps available as well. Planet limit of 4. But I think we're going to go for the mineral purification hub for right now. Excellent. Now, we would be even in our energy credits if we weren't buying in consumer goods. And yes, we're dropping consumer goods again. That is because our population just grew. That does mean we need to bump this up to 6 per unit, which of course means we're going to be losing 12 energy credits per month. But we are on it. There's a bunch of energy credits available down over here. So we'll work on that. We're also going to be grabbing 4 energy credits here. Actually, we went to 13. Close enough.
A system survey has concluded.
We're technically still losing a few consumer goods here. We should probably... We'll come back to you. We should probably actually be buying 7 per month. I'm not a huge fan of it, but among the asteroids around W1H6498, a tree is drifting through the emptiness of space. An unprecedented and highly unlikely event. The tree is surrounded by a protective bubble reminiscent of an energy shield. Suddenly, we detect some hostile alien space dwellers on approach. This coincided with some sap leaking through the tree's shield while we collected samples. Could it have agitated the creatures?
The situation is...
We'll look into it. Where is our science chip? There we go. We'll just research that. There's some life tree protectors. They're just chilling over here. No, don't evade hostiles, please. Research the project, and then automatic exploration. Thank you very much. Okay. So we are going to be running out of energy credits and food in about a year. That's fine. The Kroll are becoming more spiritualist. That's also fine. It'd be awful nice to get gene tailoring so that we could bring them into the fold and utilize these planets. Unfortunately, we can't do that just yet. We gotta continue to be patient. Our gene clinics will be finishing up over here, which will cost us additional energy credits. Regenerative hull tissue. Okay. Amoeba breeding program. Faction influence gain would be pretty useful. We'll go ahead and do that. After rigorous research, we now understand why the tree's sap summoned those creatures. The tree is able to produce a highly nutritious substance, which has machine-like abilities to repair organic tissue. The tree is a tree of life. If we harvested it, we could use it to expand to the lifespan of our people. But there is one problem. The tree's healing power is limited in amount. We could only use it to improve a small group of people's life substantially, or increase everyone's situation by a small amount. Biological and lithoid happiness plus 5%. Yes, please. We'll happily take that. Will that make it so that they consume less consumer goods? Hang on a moment. The happiness is... That's crime. Let's see. Happiness is here. Resources from jobs, trade value, and immigration pull. That's still very good for us. Okay, we'll happily take that. Okay, how much are we losing on consumer goods? 0.89? That's fine. The artisan troop. Okay, hi guys. Let's check in on our populations here. Sredma is at 20. We expect that this building slot would come available at 25. We're going to need housing for that, and we're going to need jobs. If we build a mining district plus a civilian industry, that will be sufficient housing, but only 4 jobs. Okay. That's probably workable. Noted. Okay, I do want you to build this starbase out here. That'll be nice. How's our construction ship coming over here? It's still a long ways away. The fact that there's no connection here is actually slightly problematic for us, and is a problem that we're going to want to fix later on. There appears to be a deliberately crafted structure on the planet's surface, pointing towards a past, long forgotten. We'll research that. And in the meantime, we are now losing 1.12 consumer goods per month, and almost all of those is from pops. Now, if we go into our traditions over here, these are edicts, of course. We don't really have too much for edicts that we could do to really help our economy too much, because most of these are influence costs, and we're still using our influence very heavily in the land grab. So I'm content with not doing that. However, I did want to go into here and point out building and district upkeep reduction by 10%. That's going to be huge for our energy credits. And then city districts providing an additional housing, that'll be really good. City districts providing a clerk job, it's okay. Specialist pop resource output increased by 5%. The full prosperity gives us a merchant job per 50 pops. Now, ascension perks, is there an ascension perk that reduces any pop upkeep? Pop amenities usage. Okay, we're not really looking at the amenities usage right now. And yeah, we'd need gene tailoring for engineered evolution. Fair enough. So if we look at our amenities here, this doesn't really have anything to do with our consumer goods. We're looking for pop upkeep reductions, is what we really want. That is our biggest goal right now. However, I feel like we've made some really solid progress so far on our economy. It may not really look like it, but we're starting to become established economically, and things are starting to go much, much better. The planet Rantor 3A is a toxic wasteland, but our scans unveil that it's not always been so. A now extinct civilization seems to have destroyed its home planet via heavy reliance on climate-altering fuels and toxins. On a remote hill close to a major city, we found a lone active facility. A robot assembly plant desolated and surrounded by military vehicles so deteriorated they break upon touch. The facility is alien and mysterious, but could provide us with ample study material. A cautionary tale indeed, and indicative of why we don't like life.
A system survey has concluded.
Okay, so that's ancient mining drones over there. That's not a big deal. We absolutely want to grab these 3 energy credits. We're out of consumer goods. So I'm going to sell a couple of minerals here. And then we're just going to buy in 250 consumer goods. We're not going to adjust our monthly purchase for right now. And we're going to have to purchase additional food soon as well. But we are working on getting some food online eventually. Emphasis on the eventually. But we're currently a little overextended on our colonies, and we need to let them grow. That's what we need more than anything right now, is to allow our colonies to grow. We have 4 available jobs here, a technician job and 3 minor jobs. Okay, sounds good. This construction ship can move over to Sabik. We don't yet have the influence to grab that, but we can get over there. And we can continue our appendage over this way. I do want to get this system surveyed. That said, we are currently working on clearing up some of these anomalies back here. A little surprising that we haven't really run into anything out here, but this means that we can have quite a bit of expansion out this way. Particularly this system is looking juicy to me right now, 12 energy credits. That'd be pretty nice, and there's a lot of gateways and L-gates out here, actually. The measured surface temperature of Drisk 4 is in the hundreds of degrees, despite its frozen surface. What could be causing these discrepancies? Well, we'll look into it. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue working on our economy, and I realize that it doesn't look like we've made a ton of progress, but we actually have. The economy is in a much more sustainable position right now. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time.